welcome back. I am your hostess with the mostest, Nana B. McKinney, and this is my dad,
Sherman Singleton Sr.
and this is the family fortune. Welcome back, Dad.
Okay.
How you feeling today?
I'm feeling good. I'm really feeling good.
Today is MLK Day, a day of
okay.
freedom.
Yeah, definitely.
And so we get to talk a little bit about your plight for freedom, your fight for freedom, and how it parallels with MLK and his fight and some of the things that he went through. So let's jump right in. What are you thinking about doing today as it is a day of service for us to get out into the community and give back?
Well, today I just figured I'd talk to 10 at-risk guys, more teenagers than I'm talking about at risk, not at hope, the ones that are really down there. And so, because a friend of mine, we were talking yesterday and it was heartbreaking. He was going in the store, well, he was coming out, there another little youngster going in. So he held the door open because we're used to that, and he from jail
polite.
also, being polite. Dude's bitch ass nigga don't be holding no door for me. He just went off. He saying, damn, bro, you gonna kill me for holding the door for you, bro?
Yeah,
You gonna kill me for that, bro?
that is so sad.
And he walked out to was going to his car. The dude said, say, bro, hugged him and just started crying. They are hurting out there.
They're hurting.
What I'm talking about, and he just went on and on about it, and I'll spare you all the details, but it was heartbreaking, and I'm like, and there is hope also in that the young guy came to the realization, like, man, I am out there bad, and he apologized.
He recognized
So that
he
is
was wrong.
serious.
Yeah.
I love that about it.
Wow.
And I'm like, and a lot of times we don't want to go in. I don't want to go in there.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm considered a gangster to other people.
OG
you know?
and
yeah,
all
no, I don't
that.
want to
You
go down
don't
there.
even wanna be
I
messing
don't want
with
to go
them.
down there, but I'm going. You know, I'm going to talk to 10 of them, and we'll see what's going on with them. And like I said, I could have got the low-hanging fruit. Found a park, guys throwing balls. Hey, let's talk.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, nah. You need to be down there.
Yeah,
catch that corner. You see him with the gun. Then the dude had two pistols on him. Every time when he hugged him, he cried for like 5 minutes in his arm.
Oh my
Yeah, he
God.
felt the pistols on him. He like, you got 2 of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, thank
Yeah.
God that it turned out that way.
Yeah, he was like 14, 15 years old.
What do you think some of the things that's hurting our young brothers right now? Or the
Probably
youth in
the
general?
fathers not at home, in the home, as you experienced for 30 plus years. Definitely the mothers. There are so many issues, some systemic, of course. Then we constantly re-injuring. Yeah, it does. Where does it end?
Yeah.
Then there's no any kind of social work truly at school. Of course, there's a stigma with us trying to get any kind of mental help, sitting down talking to someone, which is very, very good for everyone.
Yeah,
Everyone needs to sit
most
down at some
definitely.
point and say, hey, this is what's going on with me. What do you think? You're a professional. You've been doing it 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so we definitely need that. We need to get past the stigma of that more than anything. So we're really in a health crisis.
Yes.
You know, it's a mental health. It's crazy.
Mental health crisis is
Yeah, it is.
really is real, and I'm so happy that nowadays we're getting a chance to see the Black community is leaning more towards getting their mental health checked out and focusing on mental wellness, knowing that health is well, not only from dieting and making sure that your outer appearance looks good, but also making sure that you're okay on the inside. Because you know that was taboo with our community for a long time. Like, oh, I don't go to no counseling and all that.
Yeah,
And
I ain't
now,
crazy.
Now I'll be like, hello, I'm gonna sit on my own couch. Just talk to me real quick. I'll run and jump over there. So it's good that you'll be giving back to the youth. So I don't know if we talked to you guys about this on the last episodes, but with me, and I know that we talked about when you interviewed me, we talked about some of the things the childhood has brought out. Well, in turning that pain into purpose, I did start a mentor program in 2015 called Dream Life Academy, where we take at-risk youth from the New Orleans inner city and we take them to different places like maybe Houston or Atlanta or whatnot. We are looking to take them abroad. But I brought that up not only because we are targeting at-risk youth and we're teaching them how to prepare 30-minute meals, you know, because a lot of times they're home alone. I was a latchkey kid. Teaching them about healthy relationships with the opposite sex, you know, career assessment and vocation, different things of that nature. But I brought it up because originally I started with just girls. And, you know, that was an amazing thing, but my heart was going out to our young men. And I really couldn't find anybody that would a guy, because all the girls want to jump, and I really couldn't find any male role models or male figures in the community that would be like, you know what, I'll head that side for you. You go ahead and focus on the young ladies, and I'll come in and I'll help you with the young men. But when I finally did do a co-ed summer camp, some of the stories that I heard from these young men were out of this world. And I realized that we really do need someone to step up. That's why I'm glad you're here, because you're going to be the person that's going to come in and help with that side of the program. Because they really do need it, Yeah. And again, you were gone, my mom was gone. It's not like we had our actual parents there, but just having a parental figure or some type of guidance goes a long way.
And sometimes a kind word, you'll be surprised how far it goes, or someone that you can look at and say, this person really cares, and you go to thinking about your own self in that way that, okay, maybe I am worth it. And that's what we're missing. Now, what's so heartbreaking now when a guy get killed on the street, they just go stand there and look at him like, oh, that's cold-blooded. Mm-hmm. We don't treat it like that's my brother, it'll be a totally different if we had that mindset.
Yes, and if we got out there into the communities like back in the day, and we're out there protesting and we're fighting, stop the violence, stop the crime. Mm-hmm. Yeah, most definitely, because we used to see that. You used to see the old ladies coming out there like, look, get off this block. Go down the street with that or go somewhere else with that. And now, like you said, it seems like the older people in the community, either they're not there or they're now afraid of the youth.
Yeah, no, it has gotten so bad. Me and a friend of mine was talking about a couple of days ago, and he was saying that, man, it's so crazy back when we were in the game, people were doing all these bad things, and you see the old lady down the street coming, you'll cuff your cigarette. How you doing?
Yeah.
You hide a cigarette, you out there killing people and everything. How you doing? Because you respect her.
Yeah.
Now they shoot them in the head. It's just, it's unbelievable. There's zero respect.
Yeah, it's zero respect.
And it's just, and the thing is, where do we go from there? And we definitely need a whole lot of mental help. Everybody needs to be take courses. Like, okay, we need parenting classes for the parents. I mean, everyone needs to be re-educated.
Yes.
Yeah. Rededicated. They're gonna have to rededicate. I mean, they're gonna have to hunker down.
Especially with those parenting classes. I really believe that we need those.
Yes, we need seminars forever, and pay them to come, because they don't look like they're not gonna come just on their own.
They ain't just gonna show up on their own.
Yeah,
You gotta do like they was doing during COVID. Give away Krispy Kreme, give away a 2-for-1 dance at the strip club, give away some tires. You gotta do all that what they did for COVID to get y'all out there, to get y'all shot.
And the thing is, I'm all for whatever it takes, because we can't continue down this road, because you're killing all your help. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing there. So, because those guys are our future. The same one on the corner smoking weed, shooting, whatever he's doing.
Yeah.
He's your future.
That's still our future.
Yeah. So we need to start working to better that future.
Yeah, no,
and
for
whatever
real.
we got to do, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to do the hard work, the leg work, put the money behind it, whatever it takes.
Yes. So I want to ask you about this. With you being home and you getting a chance to kind of like see what's going on in the world, do you feel that Dr. King's dream has manifested? Do you think he achieved what he was trying to do?
Of course. The way he envisioned it, as he always said, where we're talking about the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Yeah, I think we're just about there.
Okay.
Yeah, we have those holdouts. Everybody got holdouts. Yeah, but the majority is definitely good people. They want to see everyone else. They believe in freedom and justice, liberty, everything. But of course, their little the upbringing sneaks in here and there. Yeah, their little cultures and traditions.
Yeah.
It's gonna play a part in it. And I don't think anyone has ever gotten past that. And go to any country.
Right.
Yeah, so yes, I totally believe. And of course, I was one of them Malcolm Xers, like, what? You spit in my face?
I ain't
You
turning
got
no
to
other
bury
cheek.
me. You
Look,
gonna bury
this
me
my
out
other
here.
cheek. Look, slap me in the face. Boom.
Yeah, ma, I love you, but that's it.
Look, and I'm coming back. Boom. Ain't no turn no other cheek. What I look to slap me again? What I
know,
look like?
but it's crazy because when I look at it, of course, 20 years later, I'm like, I would have been a fool. Them people was gonna slaughter us. We outnumbered like 30-1.
We are not outnumbered. We are out organized. Okay, that's one thing.
Outnumbered. The population alone, the numbers. We don't have the numbers, and the crazy
Get
part.
my book. After reading. We are not outnumbered. We are out organized. One thing that I want y'all to know, just what they just did. Now, I've been talking about this for a long time. No matter where you go in the world, black people was there first. We are the originals. I don't care where you go in the world. Go to Australia, go to Iceland, go wherever. You're going to see our faces. But they started that whole, every black person came from Africa. Yeah, and them Africans was already ahead of the game as far as traveling. They'd already settled all over the world. And that's why they thought, Christopher Columbus thought he landed in India. Why? Because he went to a whole nother country and saw the same type of skin. So when I say that, I'm bringing that up to say, back during the time of around civil rights, and even I think right before that, it was the whole thing at Ellis Island, where they brought in about like 12 million Europeans. So I want you guys to follow me on that, because burn after reading, okay? You need to get that, because I'm letting y'all in on that. It's about the conspiracies surrounding black people and what we're doing in the community. But for the last 10, 20 years, they've been talking about how white folks are dying out. I remember being a small child watching WWL, Channel 4 in New Orleans, and they were talking about how white people with blonde hair and blue eyes aren't even being born anymore. That was 20 years ago. And so now you see, for the last 10 years, they've been talking about how they're going to have to mix in order to survive. And that wasn't working either, because the birth rates are low and the death rates are super high, especially with the opioid and the meth epidemic that they're going through, the karma for the crack epidemic. But anyway, what did they just do that I've talked about from the civil rights movement? They just brought over 12 million more Ukrainians. Every time their birth rate get low, they start bringing in millions and millions and millions of white people from other European countries and other parts of the world. They cannot survive. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the numbers. We are not outnumbered. We are out organized. They're going to have to keep bringing people here to stop us. Okay, yeah, I just have to go ahead and let y'all know. Keep it out the white folk hand, burn after reading. Yes, Daddy, but I totally agree with you that I am an Xer as well, not an X.
Okay. Yeah, so definitely, I see where the civil disobedience was the better option. In hindsight. I truly believe that Martin Luther King was the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of marching with the guns and everything else.
I'm still kind of stuck on the gun thing. I kind of feel like talk soft, carry a big stick. When one of the presidents said that, Theodore Roosevelt, one of them said that. And I firmly believe in that. Like, it's okay for us to get in the community and be talking to them or whatever, whatnot, because you're going to do a lot of talking. But we have to be action-based, action-oriented. And unfortunately, a lot of times, you're going to receive a lot of backlash. And since I've been talking about Black history and building our people up, I've been attacked mostly by blacks. It wasn't even other cultures. You had them talking here and there because they really don't want to see the transfer of power, the transfer of wealth. But at the same time, it be your own people who really just don't believe that you are better and that you can have more in life. That's what I've been experiencing. So I do believe that I have seen Dr. King's dream, because being from New Orleans, all black, always seeing them do their thing. I mean, you seen some of the others getting up in here, messing the city up. But in Atlanta, like, it's all black affluence. Like, they riding around in Bentleys and Maseratis and all that stuff like that. So I'm getting a chance to see black people be free and live in their full excellence. So I do appreciate that. I just wish that, like W.E.B. Du Bois would talk about the talented 10. I feel as though our talented 10 aren't doing what they were initially thought to be doing as far as bringing people more to their side. Like, I see a lot of our talented 10 kind of doing what you talked about earlier, the little boy acting up, what's that nigga don't hold no dough for me, and they kind of like, whereas people like me and you, we're getting in the trenches with them. Like, we're hugging them, we're loving on them. We want to let them know that they can take things to the next level and they can be successful. So I would say I agree with that. The revolution will not be televised, but it will be read about. Get that bird after reading. I'm going to sit that right there for y'all. But look, Daddy, I want to get your opinion on this, because they have tried to kill the revolution. So all these conspiracies surrounding their death, we're going to start with Dr. King. So I thought he was killed at the Lorraine Hotel. Okay. And they got all kind of stuff surrounding it about Jesse Jackson told him to wear a tie because you know they can't tell us apart. So everybody was gonna put on ties to look presentable, and Jesse Jackson was like, I think Martin should be the only one with the tie on. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the shooter knew. That's what they say. They say. Jesse Jackson came out and Martin Luther King, blood was on the ground, laying on the ground. Jesse Jackson put his hands on there and said, oh, Lord, why? And then he started like basking in it. But I'm saying that's what they say. You know what I'm saying? But I heard that MLK actually made it to the hospital. And one of the conspiracies is the racist surgeon was like, oh no, get that off my table. I'm not helping him. And that's how he died. And the second part was he actually went through surgery, made it out, and then actually somebody from the CIA came in with a pillow and suffocated Martin Luther King Jr. So I believe it was 1999 when Coretta Scott King sued the United States for their involvement in Dr. King's death, and she won. So what you gotta say about that?
I never read that. I would love to read.
Read it.
Yeah, I would love to read that. So there are so many stories out there, and you named a few. I don't think we'll ever really get to the bottom of it. We'll be 100 years from now. This is what happened. There'll be another 50, 60 conspiracies out there or stories, because once it's out there, it's out there. And the people that aren't familiar with some of the other conspiracies will be like, you heard what? And then it takes life. It grow legs and start running to everyone. And so, and that's the horrible thing about it. No one is going to truly come forward. It's so high up until, you don't want nothing to do with something like that. That's why it doesn't happen that often, because people don't ever let it go. Yeah. And so, and to just become, to go under scrutiny with that, or destroy your career, have your family ashamed and everything else. So, so what I feel is there's too many conspiracies. I normally go with the official report, the Victor Wright history, horribly, so we don't ever know the truth about it.
But the truth is, Coretta Scott King sued the United States and won for their involvement in her husband's death. So how about this? Dick Gregory said that after Malcolm X was killed, because in the movie, the famous line, "Get your hand out of my pocket." Y'all, everybody know the line. They gotta start shooting. So according to the coroner's report or whatever like that, he was not shot from somebody in the audience. He was shot like coming down, so it was somebody further up. But that was just like
a distraction. Okay.
Dick Gregory said that after he died, they went to go get his body, because you're going to bury somebody, you're going to do a funeral. And come to find out, I believe it was the FBI, the CIA had his body. They wouldn't even release it. And it's like, why would they have his body if it wasn't a government crime? They didn't even want to release Malcolm's body. I just had to let y'all in on that. I had to let you, because I got to rep for my people. I got to rep for my gang. We going to make sure. And that's one thing that I always try to tell people. Look, in the black community, we always have someone that sticks out like a sore thumb. You're going to have Martin, you're going to have Malcolm, regardless of what their views are. What we need is a whole group of us to finally get on the same page. When I say who's the community leader for white folks, who's the community leader for Asians, who's the community leader for Hispanics, we don't know. But in the black community, we all can't rally, we haven't all rallied as of yet to hold down our own. So we're constantly sending one person to the podium to get shot at. And I think it's time for all of us to realize that we can do more in our communities, and that we all need to step up as the leader. Y'all all want to say, oh, everybody in your crew should be so bossed up they don't know who the boss is. Well, everybody in the crew needs to step up in their leadership, so we don't know who the leader is in the community. Everybody needs to do it.
Well, definitely, I totally agree with you that everyone can be a leader. And actually, I would say that you're leading someone, whether it's your son, your child. Well, as far as we're gonna say a child, we'll say someone in the neighborhood. Someone is always watching you.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're forming an opinion about you, and whether it's negative or positive, it's going to affect their lives.
Yes.
So, but as far as like anything larger than yourselves, yes, I think that everyone should have a cause. And I mean, you got to find something to truly live for besides, okay, I don't know how this thing gonna end in life. but you definitely should be building some type of legacy that's larger than yourself,
Yes.
larger than your family, that's helping others. And it's gonna be reciprocal. It's gonna come back. It's gonna always come back and bless you. So a person should always be striving to be better than what they grew up, or to leave something behind that's gonna outlive them.
Yes.
I truly believe that.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Now, Daddy, let's get back into your story and your fight for freedom, okay? So when we left off, I'm gonna go ahead and just break it down to y'all where we go, because this is a movie shit, okay? So initially, you out there in the streets, paid in full.
Okay.
You come across this crooked cop, Lynn Davis, who has gone down in history as a crooked cop, okay? So he wants your hot spots. He wants the dope spots. He want to get in the Desire. He want to take the main little spot in the back. Okay. So he around there telling people, oh, when I see Sherman, tell him it's up. But what you out in the streets thinking that y'all about to pull the things out, right? But little did you know, he had a more sinister scheme going on.
Yeah.
So on that fateful night, like I said, you're supposed to be at the twins' baby shower because they was being born premature. But you went now. You went to re-up. Never where you supposed to be. Okay. So there was one lady that who was the girlfriend. She saw you, grab your stuff, pack your stuff on you, and leave.
Yeah.
And she said to Lynn Davis that she saw you there that night, but you had been gone. And then she heard someone come into the house and attack the plug. Is that
Yes.
coming around? Okay. So in the newspaper clipping, they said that he was shot 5 times with a 12 gauge shotgun and his brains was splattered on the wall.
Yeah, it was definitely body matter.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we had body matter,
Yeah.
fecal matter,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Just everywhere. Okay, so somewhere in between when he got shot 5 times with a 12 gauge shotgun, brains on the wall, Lynn Davis walked in and spoke to this dead man. And the dead man gave him your name and beeper number. Say, call my homeboy, type in 304. He gonna get the message.
Yeah, he gave quite a few statements.
So basically, they never had no murder weapon.
No.
And they have someone who said she saw you there, but she saw you leave.
Yeah, she saw me. She went to go wash her hair, and so she just seen me going through the house. Of course, she didn't go into the drug thing, right? And so she went and washed her hair. After that, she just heard gunshots. However long it was after that.
And so that was the only weapon used. It wasn't like no Draco. It wasn't no AK-47.
No, it was a 12 gauge. They found some other shell casings in the house, like some 9mm. Like
so he was shot more than just those 5 times.
well, that's the 5 that's on the
autopsy.
autopsy report. Yeah.
Okay. So that was the story that Lynn Davis ran with no evidence, with no real witnesses, all that. How did they manage to keep you in jail for 30-some odd years?
Well, this initially the jury said that they believed the officer. They saying they didn't believe her. So they're like, but the officer, but they don't know. He's a decorated officer at this time.
Yes.
Even though he's doing all this stuff, you don't have that in writing. You can't prove. So yeah, so they because my attorney went asked like, what happened?
Yeah.
He said, well, I mean, it's a crazy story, but the officer is saying he heard this. Now his friend, his partner said he didn't hear anything, but they came in there together. He wouldn't go along with it. So it was crazy. You know, he put himself in a room with the woman, right? Now, I was over there with her. You know, I didn't hear nothing. I don't know what's going on, that type of thing now. So yeah, it was crazy though. But yeah, it is once you get in the system, they are going to, once the state has spent whatever money they've spent to lock you up, $100,000, whatever it takes to get to that point, they are not going to undo that conviction like just talking about it. It'll take forever. In 32 years, I say, of incarceration, I've probably seen 10 reversals.
Yeah.
And it was on stuff we were like, they reversed it on that? Because it's like they got guys with cases where other guys said, no, I killed him. You know, I'm telling you, I did it. This is how I done it. And they wouldn't let him out.
So tell me this, is Louisiana the only state where you could say a dead person told you something or a dying person told you something?
No, you can, there's declarations, but they're going to truly investigate it. You're truly going to have pathologists come in and say whether or not Like with mine, Dr. McGarry, they didn't kick him out of every parish. He wouldn't go along with him like that. That's surprising. He said,
Everybody
I can't
that went
tell.
along with it, fired and moved on and stuff. They
Yeah.
moved around. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know where he at now.
But we
but,
need this movie going.
yeah. So he said that I can't tell because the kidney was gone. It was bad enough he shot up the kidney gone. But yeah, it was so much. Because like Lynn Davis got there, according to the 911 reports, 13 minutes later after the call, we'll say. And so
Who called?
the next door neighbor.
The next door neighbor.
Yeah, the girl tried to say she called like 4 times, but we see on the 911
You ain't
she
never
never
even
called.
called.
Yeah.
So you might have had something to do with it. Why ain't you called? What you just gonna stay in the house with the body?
She called his sister for some reason. Yeah, that's
But
crazy.
I remember them talking about the neighbor, and the neighbor was gonna sign an affidavit for you.
Yeah, he did. It was an 8-page affidavit, and one of my attorneys played around so long the man died of cancer.
Then it took so long to get your paperwork, he done died.
Yeah, he
So
did it
wait,
immediately.
Did he see? Who did he see?
Yeah, he
any-
saw 4 guys run out of there. He
He
said,
saw 4 guys. So
Yeah.
they noticed this man.
"Oh yeah," and he's
They submitted this to the court.
Yeah, definitely. And he had we gave him a picture of myself, and he said that wasn't one of the guys. Even when he described them earlier, all of them was big, tall, fat, that type of thing. So
So this
none of-
really was like a drug hit, not necessarily cartel or anything like that, but it was a drug hit with a couple of people involved.
Yeah, there was definitely 4 in the house from what the neighbor said.
Right.
Yeah, there was 4 other guys, or 4 guys running from the residence.
And then also, I remember Lynn Davis himself. I know that you and my stepmom at the time had been reaching out to him, and at the time he had the death penalty. They was talking about executing
Yeah.
him. But he said that if he could get the death penalty taken away, then he would sign an affidavit for your freedom. That he concocted this story that was not real.
Yeah, and I wrote him back and forth as a woman, and so that's how because you can't communicate
With
like
other
prison to
inmates.
prison. Yeah,
Okay,
so
gotcha.
yeah, and that's in the feds. So what happened was I was writing back and forth, and we just was on cordial, and so he said, "Man, look, when I get a death penalty back, I'm gonna go ahead on and tell the truth." So he ended up giving the death penalty back, and we had an attorney. She did some stuff. She went to talk to him, and next thing I know, he's saying, "Look, bro, we're gonna hold up a minute." So they end up giving him the death penalty back.
Yeah, and he should have got the death penalty back because ain't no way in hell you gonna tell me you gonna sign the affidavit for my freedom when you lied on me. And it gotta be based around all what you going through. You wouldn't be in that predicament if you wasn't doing what you was doing. The least he could have done was had a good heart, a kind heart, stood on his word, and actually signed the paperwork for you to get out. What is that? Admitting that he did it was supposed to be something bad for him. You already in the feds.
Yeah, on a different murder at that, because he on a death row for a civil rights violation of Kim Groves. So yeah, so he put the hit out on her. So for the brutality complaint she filed.
Yes.
So yeah, so that had nothing to do with him getting receiving it again.
Right.
Going back. Yeah. I mean, it looks bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could have done this and not done that.
So are
If
they
you gonna go
going
with
to
it.
execute him?
It's federal.
Oh, okay.
Donald Trump just started it back up. If anything, they got a backlog. I don't think it's anytime soon. I haven't heard anything of a date.
And there's still how many people waiting to have theirs?
I believe it's like 116 more people that he testified against. And we don't know if they were legitimate or he put in the Lynn Davis spin. So
Child,
hopefully.
this will be a show.
I know
This will
up
be a show.
till now, I think it's the 4 that I know is me and 3 other guys. And them guys were juvenile. It was sad because they
Yeah.
were on the car when the other guy got killed.
Yeah.
On the car.
Yeah.
That's how they get out so fast. But not that fast after they discovered it. And it came over the radio that this guy just got shot. They heard the shots and everything. So Lynn Davis going to investigate that. Whatever happened, he come back get them. He 100% sure they didn't do it because he got them on a car.
Yeah.
While the shots are going off, he come back and get them for the murder.
Oh my God.
And that's crazy.
So he done pulled them over. He got like dash
Yeah.
cam where you can see them on the car. And
They
checking
listening.
him.
They
Okay, y'all
listening.
listening. Okay,
yeah,
got it.
on there. And because he pulled them, we got so and so run his record. Now, okay, 2 minutes later, we got a killing on such and such just happened.
And,
Would you
oh,
respond?
Since I already got these guys with me, let's go ahead and just put them in there.
Well, he leave.
Okay.
Yeah, then come back Come to find out, he done put the murder on them. But you have them in your possession.
Yeah,
at the time.
right now, so you know they didn't do it.
100% sure. You could bet your life on it.
That's insane.
And it's crazy. But that's it was real bad back then. All the cops were really. I don't want to say all because, of course,
It was a lot of them. I wanted to be a cop back then because I wanted to get that money, too.
It was quite a few. And so, yeah, because I'm sure there are some wonderful cops. But I'm like, that is just crazy. Back then, it was just rampant. Mm-hmm. And it goes up to the highest levels because if you have a cop that drive up in a Ferrari and you live in a 8-bedroom mansion,
yeah,
you know, on his $45,000 a year salary.
Like you talk about all the sheriffs in the surrounding parishes own all this property and all this land.
Yeah.
How much y'all getting paid?
Yeah, a lot of them, the sheriffs now that I've noticed, they have a lot of little family stuff, and it's not as expensive because they got deer hunting things and all that. So,
okay, yeah. Buying a bunch of land for little because it's further out.
Yeah, they were. But it's crazy though. Hopefully we're not going through that now, which I doubt it. I don't see the huge difference since I've been out and listening to guys talk. It's not.
It's not as crooked.
It's not as crooked.
Okay, that's good. That's good to know. So I would always say, you know how I'd be like, oh, the drug dealers back in the day used to have this, used to have that. Drug dealers today don't even have the drugs anymore. So you know they ain't got no money for no lawyer. Like, walk us through, tell us a little bit about like how much money y'all spent on lawyers and like, cause you was fighting for a long time. Yeah,
I used to keep the receipts,
okay.
But I don't. I really stopped counting at like 88,000, I think, and I know I spent probably another 50 to 60,000 easily. Just and that's not counting the, hey, well, look, we need 1,500 for this investigator.
Yeah.
You know, you really don't count that because it's hard to count it because I need 500 for this. Okay, give her 500, give her 1,500. But you know when you give somebody 40,000, 25,000, you could kind of keep a better count on it like that because the little stuff that really add up on you, right?
Yes.
So,
and y'all switched lawyers a few times. What was the reason?
Like 6, 7 times because they were always with stupid stories. I'm like, that doesn't even sound right. You got to go. Yeah, keep the money. And I always filed complaints. I filed complaints on 3 of them. The other ones kind of did what I was asking, but those 3 I had to file. I just had to do it. So, because I am a file, I'm like some civil disobedience.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
No,
I don't want to go nowhere else with it.
All these hidden costs, just like his book, Hidden Cost of Crime.
Yeah.
So, tell us a little bit more about the hidden costs. The hidden costs that ain't nobody thinking about because we know lawyers, we know all the money that got to come out of our pocket just visiting y'all, taking calls and sending clothes in commissary, things like that. Well, what's some things that you guys do?
I definitely would say that the most horrible thing, of course, is when your parents are doing it. I hate when parents they give you fish fries and things like that to raise money
Putting
for a
the house
person.
up, GoFundMe now.
And everything. And then there's no retirement. And I try to get people to see that, you know, they stay on the phone all day talking to their parents. She got to come up there. She's spending $100 to get there.
Yeah.
Want to leave you something because she don't want her baby to be, I guess, asking people for stuff, putting them in those precarious situations. But there is no, at the end of the day, there's no savings. There's nothing at the end of her life.
Yeah.
I've noticed from all the guys I've been dealing with, their parents, they suffer. Because if she had placed that money in an interest-bearing account, the money she'd have spent just yearly. I mean, for 10 years of your 30, 40 years, that would be $200,000-$300,000.
Yes.
That she'll have to rely on and she can use. And so,
because you're talking about what you were paying alone, over 100 grand, 150, almost 200 grand
easy.
In the late 80s, early 90s. That's crazy money today. And I know they ain't got it today. So
then I end up representing myself. You were there.
I was there. I enjoyed it. I personally enjoyed it. When the movie come out, I cannot wait. I think you should do that part in the movie.
Did you come to both of them? Because I questioned 4 one day and I questioned 2 the next.
I went to the one where you questioned the 2 people.
Okay. Yeah. So that's crazy though. I had y'all don't know what y'all doing. And I got more done, I swear. Look. Then all of them put together.
Yes.
With the 4, and I'm like, with the 6 all together that I questioned. You know, because I ain't your friend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want blood when y'all leave up there.
And look, they still owe you some evidence.
Yeah,
you still fighting to get
they
tapes.
refused to even give me the tapes. I said, no, y'all done doctored on the transcript. Give me the tapes. I've
Yeah.
been fighting for the tapes forever. They
Just
refused to
dirty.
give me the tapes because they know I'm right.
And then when you get out the state of Louisiana, they ain't even want to accept. Oh, well, we know what we did, but
Well, yeah, Emily Ma ended up doing it at the hearing that time. Yeah, she was saying that we had made some mistakes. We were sorry it took so long. But everything before that in the prior administrations, it was heartbreaking because I know so many guys that are in my situation, and those guys are gonna die there. Yeah, for real. They're gonna
And did
die
you
there.
ever feel like you was gonna die there? Did you ever lose hope?
No, like I would say it always propelled me. I'm like, whoa, because you hear it all day. Like the governor back then was saying, "You're gonna die." You hear the warden say he's gonna die. The news thing saying 98% I'm gonna die there. I'm like, bitch, you ain't talking about me.
Yeah.
You ain't never putting yourself in that category. You ain't talking about me, motherfucker. You're a goddamn lie. Look, the whole penitentiary saying that. Look, somebody gotta die though.
Somebody lied.
Yeah. So I'm like, this motherfucker was dying.
Yeah. Well,
So
I'm glad
it was
that you home.
crazy.
They
yeah.
tried it. Look, they tried it.
Yeah, for real. And there are some things that came about when, of course, Jason Williams, our DA now, that came in. That if he wasn't there,
Yeah.
it's crazy. They came with a nice act, the 930.10. They done destroyed that now.
Yeah.
But we still had a civil rights division, and he's working to right some wrongs, and he's been doing an outstanding job.
Yes.
I'm serious. He's doing a wonderful. Yeah, it's wonderful.
So one last thing, because I know that you was in Judge Waldron's court,
Yeah, for 14 of the years.
and I thought you had a vacated sentence for 11 years, but you
Mm-hmm.
said they just wouldn't move you out that court.
Oh yeah, like okay, I end up pleading to what they call an Alfred plea, whereas you go in and it's not an exoneration. You're just saying that, okay, look, I'm tired of fighting. Let's get this over with.
Yeah.
So you don't have to give that statement like everybody when they cop, oh yeah, I'm guilty because I am, and
Yeah.
all of those things
Well, they
there.
want you to do
yeah,
all
the
that,
judge
yeah.
do most of the talking. You agree, yes, I am accepting this sentence, and that's what Judge Robin Pittman agreed to.
Yes.
Yeah.
So shouts out to Judge Robin Pittman. He ain't going in
That's
like he
the
used.
queen. You know what it is. Nah, I'm teasing. That's the baby though.
I wanted him to talk about Judge Pittman so bad because they had such a
What?
thank you,
Unbelievable.
Judge Pittman, for it
We
turning out.
finally became right here. It was
Yeah.
pretty deep. I was so on go every time I went to court. I ain't want to pray before I go. I'm like, I'm not gonna be the only motherfucking Christian in court. I don't give a damn. I ain't gonna look. I swear, it's sad. I'm not gonna even tell y'all all that. I ain't gonna be the only Christian in court.
No, we gonna
And
talk
so-
more about it. We gonna talk more about that.
no.
No, but thank you so much, Daddy. This episode of What's Free has just really, enlightened us a little bit about.
Yeah, it's crazy. And I want to say this one little point though. I would say 80% of the guys, I tell people this all the time, 80% of the guys I done met in jail are innocent. Not that they good guys. I ain't saying they ain't never killed nobody else.
We say they didn't do what they
They didn't
was
do
charged,
what they do. Yeah,
convicted
they didn't
on.
do it. Then the other 20% overcharged, most likely.
Yeah,
Because it was
fluffy.
really, manslaughter, but they done turned it into a second degree.
Yeah.
When he would have got 5, 10, at most 21 years when I was there. Now he got a life sentence, and so it's just crazy. And most of the time, when a guy committed a murder back in our time, the guy was trying to get him too.
Right.
Probably done shot him up 2-3 times. The police know it. Now all of a sudden,
Self-defense.
all
And
kinds
they
of
don't-
stuff going on. Yeah,
They
it's-
don't incorporate none of that.
yeah,
It was
nothing
one
that is
time,
taken.
with my little cousin, that's what happened to him. Like, he was being robbed on the street with that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so he took the gun off the guy and he killed him. And in the state of Georgia, they like, oh no, that was overkill because once you disarmed him and you had his weapon, you could have walked away. Bitch, have you been to the hood? So I'm gonna disarm him and walk away and give him a chance to come back with it. So, I totally get what you're saying with that. And I'm just sitting up here listening to you like, you gonna go ahead and become a lawyer? You gonna go ahead and pull a Kim K and become a lawyer? Because, Lord,
one of my
know a
friends,
lot.
Calvin Duncan, he just became a lawyer. I think he did 35 years. He's a lawyer. He went up to Oregon.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he want to come back, and I believe he's going to be practicing out of Jefferson Parish.
What?
Yeah.
Shouts out to Calvin Duncan,
Yeah, I know. So
Esquire.
I guess that's everybody's dream.
But
They're
you
gonna-
work with the DA now, and so that's
Yeah.
why I asked about that, because I didn't. I never knew like what type of education that people needed to be like judges and all that. I didn't know they were lawyers.
Oh yeah,
most of them at
definitely.
first.
Yeah.
So yeah, well,
I can't imagine a judge, not being a lawyer. I wonder.
I don't know because everybody got a
Judge
judge.
Judy or
So
somebody.
Miss Pat got a judge. So Steve Harvey got a judge.
Oh,
so
no,
Jerry
they don't
Springer
have
got
law
a judge.
degrees.
I want to be a judge.
I know, but it's they're more celebrity judges
Yeah.
or something like
They need to
that,
put
right?
me on. I'm the next celebrity judge because I'm gonna book them. That's gonna be
Go
the name of
with
my
it.
show. Book them. Throw the book
We
out.
need to do that.
Okay, we got too
We're
many
working on
shows in the
something here.
Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to Family Fortune. I am Nani B. McKinney, and this is my dad.
Sherman Singleton Sr.
Make sure that you catch our show Mondays at 7 p.m. on YouTube.